Are you thinking about moving to Delray Beach, but you're not quite sure the difference between the East and the West? Well, stick around because that's what I'm talking about today. What's up, everybody? It's April Laurel, your Florida realtor, right here in Delray Beach today. And I have Carlos, who is one of my lenders, that lives in West Delray, and he has an office in East Delray. So he's going to tell us and give you an account of what it's like to live in this area. And if this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, sleeping, playing, and living in Florida and in Delray Beach, then make sure you tap that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video, because it's pretty much all I talk about. My team and I love helping people relocate and educate people about Florida living and what it's like to live here. We get calls, texts, and emails, and we absolutely love it. But we can't do that unless you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you move to Florida. Now let's go talk about Delray Beach. He's one of my local trusted lenders. Say hi, Carlos.
Hi, how you guys doing?
And I have Carlos on because he actually is a Delray Beach resident, but he lives out west where all the new construction is. I wanted to give you his account of actually living there. He has a young family there, and there's so much great new development there that you should definitely know about it. So Carlos, tell us about the location, what you like about it. What is your experience living in West Delray?
So being in West Delray, like you said, there's a lot of new developments. So you're getting new construction, new homes. You're still close to everything. You know, you're about just under 9 miles to the beach.
So what is that drive like for you in minutes?
In minutes, it's about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get there faster, but with, you know, a little bit of traffic on the Atlantic Avenue, I would say 25 minutes is enough time to get to A1A.
Actually, his office is in East Delray. It's about 2 blocks away from the beach, which is where we are right now. So you make that drive during rush hour and also on the weekends, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so not a bad drive.
No, not bad at all.
And it's located, and where you live is pretty much as far west as you can go in Delray, correct?
Correct. It's on the corner of 441 and West Atlantic Avenue.
Okay, and that's in where, Dakota?
Dakota, yep, I happen to.
So Dakota is one of the huge new developments. It's beautiful there. And what do you have in that area as far as things to do with you, your wife, and your children?
So as far as it's all being developed, we do have Delray Marketplace, restaurants, movie theater, bowling alleys, and GL, who's a major builder, has also bought other properties around there, and they're building more spaces. We do have a new marketplace with Joseph's Markets, gyms, and new restaurants opening up every month.
So that's great news for people that are buying in that area, because sometimes you live in the west area of whether it's Delray, Boca Raton, Boynton, and then you have to go east for all the kind of hot spots or great restaurants, great entertainment. It's really nice that they're expanding on what you already have, which is Delray Marketplace out west, like you said. And there's a few different centers or shopping centers that have like Joseph's Market and other things to do. So development has not stopped, and it's actually getting better and better. And that way you'll have more access to things to do with your family. I mean, you and I were just talking about restaurants the other day,
yes.
And we were just saying that, you know, when you're out west, there are some great restaurants, but you know, you might get a little bit bored of that, right?
Correct, absolutely. Now that we have the new market that opened up, you know, Warren becomes a new spot. You know, when you have a family and kids, you don't want to make that drive all the way east. Now you have something within less than a mile from my house, and it's the new hot spot in West Delray.
Yes, and Carlos and his wife and his 2 beautiful young boys, they like to do things. So, you know, whether it's boating on the water or going out to restaurants, going to places with the kids, they're a very active young family, which isn't that mostly what you're surrounded by in that area?
Yes, we're mostly surrounded by everybody's, they have newborns, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, kids going to high school. You got a little bit of everything.
So with that being said, Carlos, are your kids in private school or public school?
Well, when we relocated, they were in private school, but the good thing about being out there, you're actually zoned Boca schools, so now they go to public schools, which are all pretty much A-rated in Boca.
So you've been happy so far with the experience?
Being out west of the schools, we're zoned for Boca, and if you look at all the ratings, are rated A schools, so and our kids are very happy going to public schools.
Yeah, well, Boca Raton is a magnet for young families because of the school zone. So that's interesting that even though you're in Delray, you still are able to be zoned in the Boca school systems. Do you know how far north that goes in Delray?
I believe it goes just when you get east of the turnpike, it changes. But
Okay.
being west of there, Dakota, you have Bridges, 7 Bridges, the new Lotus development, all those people are, the Oaks, we're all zoned. We all go to the same school pretty much for Boca schools.
That's great. So really great area. Now the home pricing there, because it's new development, these are beautiful new developments. Dakota's fairly new, Lotus is brand new, the Bridges, all of those developments are brand new. So really your price point is over $1 million in all of those areas.
Yes.
But there's so many homes and such large developments. And of course, anytime you have that type of development in any area, they're going to make sure that the schools are A-rated and that the surrounding area is developed, which is what we're talking about right now. Delray Marketplace plus all the other land that they are developing in order to be able to offer great amenities and fun things to do for everybody that lives there.
Yeah, speaking of amenities, all these subdivisions have, indoor basketball courts, gym facilities. Some of them have restaurants in the community, so it makes it easier. You don't even have to leave the community.
Beautiful pools and
Yes.
basketball courts, tennis, everything.
Yep, pickleball.
Pickleball is very, very, very hot right now.
Yes.
So Carlos, since you are a local lender, I mean, you're involved in so many of my deals. Tell my audience what is going on right now with the mortgage industry and what is to be expected.
So, its rates are slowly going up. It's obviously keeping up with inflation, and next week we do have a increase coming from the feds, and it looks like it's going to be about a percentage rate. Now, don't panic. Rates right now are floating around 5.5, 5.625. One new thing we're learning is the 30-year fixed, people are actually moving towards adjustable rate mortgages again. A 5 one arm, a 7 one arm. It's not for everybody, but that's where we come in as experts and give you our advice and give you an option A and option B. But once again, rates will be continuing to go up, and we feel that by the end of the year, we're probably going to be around 7%, which is still low. I've been doing this for 27 years. Rates 10.5%, 11%, 12%. Yes, it's not the 2.5%, 3% that you've seen, but 5.5%, 6% is still lower than 12%.
So you're seeing that people are changing their options as far as a fixed 30-year to a variable just to combat those rising interest rates?
Exactly. So if someone's at 5.625, you can even get a 5-1 arm just under 5%, 4.9,
Okay.
5.125. Makes a big difference when you're buying, whether you're buying a $400,000 home, $1 million home, that 0.5% makes a difference.
Definitely, and that increase in interest rate has definitely slowed the market just a tad. June's numbers just came out, and our months of inventory are now 2.3 months, which 3 months ago we had less than a month's worth of inventory in Palm Beach County. So we are now, as far as the June numbers, 2.3 months of inventory, which means we're already in July. Today's July 21st. By the time you see this, it'll be next week. And that means that our inventory has probably increased even more because of what's happening with the economy and with interest rates. So very important to know what's going on. And home prices there's definitely a lot of reduction in prices happening, even in South Florida. It's happening all over the country. So very important if you're in this market and you are interested or need to buy a home, to follow what's going on, and also reach out and let us know if we can answer any questions. I have a team of professionals like Carlos and a team that can help relocate you from anywhere.
Yeah, and it's also important to know if you are moving to Florida or in the local area, we can lock you in up to 90 days. And it's not obligated. If you, for some reason, you do not get under contract, there's no charge for that. But if you know you're making the move and you're really worried about the 7% rate, come in, we'll sit down with you, lock it in on a to be determined address, and we'll go from there.
Carlos, I know you're basically a Delray expert because you've lived here for quite a while, and since you do a lot of business and you have your office in East Delray, which like I said, it's 2 blocks away from the beach, that's where we're sitting right now, and you live in West Delray. So tell my audience, what are the differences? Because there are some differences whether you live east or west in any city in Palm Beach County, but we're talking about Delray today.
Yeah, so obviously I have the best of both worlds. Having the office here, like you said, 2 blocks from the beach, you can golf cart everywhere. You can walk to how many restaurants we have on Atlantic Avenue.
A million.
That's, yeah, a million.
And counting.
Yeah. The nice thing, 2 blocks, you go to the beach, you can go have lunch at Cafe Luna Rosa. The thing about out west, it's all new. It's being developed. So east, you have beautiful homes. Most of them are older.
So they're either renovated, they're old and you need to renovate, or they're renovated, or they've maybe knocked it down and they've built a brand new modern masterpiece, correct?
Correct.
That's on the east.
That's east side. As you drive west, it's a lot of farmland and builders have come in now. It's new development, new construction, new homes, and at the same time now they're building a new shopping center. So not where you can take a golf cart yet and go to everything, and you're very limited to so many nice restaurants, but you can make the drive out easy. But then again, if you have a family, I prefer the west side of Delray because more children, there's more families out there at this, for my age, for my kids.
So you feel that it's better for families out west, but do you think it's good, are there neighborhoods in east that are good for families? And if so, which neighborhoods are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel absolutely out east, there's great neighborhoods for family. As far as school, my wife really likes to see where schools are. If you're out east, you're probably gonna go to private schools, versus out west, like once again, we spoke about earlier, you're zoned for both schools where we live, so the private school's not needed.
You're right, because on niche.com, it does show that the Delray schools they're not as good as the Boca schools. And, I'll flash that on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you are living east, let's just say in the Lake Ida neighborhood,
Yeah,
which
beautiful neighborhood.
It's a beautiful neighborhood. It's very popular for families and all different age groups, but a lot of families do live and buy into the Lake Ida neighborhood, but they most likely are going to be sending their children to a private school. So it's really the location's great, and you also have pockets where you do have family neighborhoods, but you also have condos, you have downtown living, you have a lot of singles, you have all age ranges, where I think in the West, you really do have people that are more concentrated on raising families that time in their life. And I think there's also maybe some more retirement age in the West as well, just because they don't want the hustle and bustle of being downtown and in the hot spot. Quite frankly, on Atlantic Avenue on the weekends, there's a bunch of late 20s and early 30-year-olds crowded on the streets, especially in season, because they're partying their butts off. So, good for them, but that's not where everybody wants to be or live. So it's really nice to be able to know the differences. Yeah, and that's also just a
great experience there, great everything. Out west, there's going to be more.
And anything else to add to that? But in order to find that perfect place that you may be thinking of or wanting to go see, make sure you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you're moving to Florida. And until next video, I'll catch you later.